Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Casey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see today, we are starting my new island. So I decided to go ahead and reset because Strawberry is finished. My last video will be an island tour of it with my dream address release. If you're interested in that, go check that out on my channel. But here we are starting a new island. So I decided to leave this intro in the video because just watching it and like hearing the music made me so nostalgic. Like the beginning of Animal Crossing is just like, I don't know how to describe it. Like I'm sure it's the same for all of you. Like when this game came out, the world was in like such disarray, and I just feel like Animal Crossing gave everybody a little bit of like peace in their life. So just watching this just made me so happy. So I decided to go ahead and leave it in the video just because it just shows like how amazing this game is, and it really reminded me how much I love Animal Crossing. And despite getting like burnt out every now and then, it's always a great game to come back to because it's just like a classic. Like I just think the game is perfect as it is. Like sure, we could have more updates, but overall, when you're just looking at the game as a whole, I think it's a really incredible game. But here is the first view of my flyover for my new island. So I just kind of picked the first map. We have a resident services that's pretty far away from the airport. I'm not going to be too picky. This is like my 8th island, you guys. So as far as like airport color and everything, it's fine. We'll deal with it. A yellow airport isn't that bad either. So here are my starter villagers. I think we have Renee and Bud, and then we have little Timmy and Tommy. So let's go ahead and run up to resident services. Also, ignore my my resident rep. She looks kind of crazy. I gave her the little like cute buck tooth. But anyways, let's go up here. Let's talk to Tom. Let's get this island on and popping. And so I think, let's see. All right, is that everyone? Is Renee here? Yes, girl is here. And Bud, yes, he is here. And there's Casey, of course. That's me. Great, we're all here. I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Nook. Let's see. How shall I begin? Of course, welcome everybody. Welcome to your new island. Oh, this is so exciting, you guys. So I think for this island, I want to take it like at a bit of a slower pace. I just feel like I've kind of rushed my island in the past, so I'll be doing like a lot of the beginning parts of the video. I'm going to try to do it as much as possible without going to a treasure island, at least like doing like the museum and like building the shop and whatnot. You know, I just want to like kind of enjoy the game for what it is at first, and I don't see the need to rush through it again like I have before, because like I said, this is literally like my 8th island. So that's kind of my plan for this island. I hope you guys will enjoy this new like little Let's Play series or whatever you want to call it. So here we're just getting the map and the tent from Tommy, and then we will go ahead and place our tent. So I always place my tent off on the beach. It just kind of makes room for other stuff on my island. Let's see if we can take their tent and place it. Hi, I'm Renee. I think we have to, yeah, we have to place ours first before we can place the villagers. So I'm just taking a look at my beaches really quick. I do have this river mouth right here, so I can't hop across there yet. I don't have a vaulting pole, so I guess we're going to have to go with the left side of my beach right here. So this is where I will place my tent, and then my villager's tent. I'm just kind of seeing, I have a lot of room to work with over here, so that's good. I'm going to just go ahead and place it right here, and then I'm going to do the same with my villager's tents as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to get my tent situated right here, and then I'll kind of just speed up the footage a little bit. So I will have Bud and Renee's tent. I had to move mine over a little bit. I was trying to conserve as much space on my beach as possible because I know sometimes it can get like a little bit tight in the beginning when you're trying to place all your villagers and pretty much almost everything on the beaches. But let's go ahead and place down this last little villager tent here, and then we can go ahead and run back to resident services and see what we have to talk to Tom Nook about. So here we are. I think he's just welcoming us back. I think he'll make us grab like some sticks and some of my native fruit, which is apples, to make like a drink in the campfire or something. So why don't we go ahead and run around and grab all of that stuff? Okay, so we got all of the sticks we need for the campfire and the fruit we need, so let's just go ahead and check back in with Tom Nook. Yes, I have your tree branches. Also, the beginning of the game music, you guys, is so freaking relaxing. I wish there was an option to have that throughout, like, the entire game, like, after your resident services upgrades. I know the hourly music is nice, too, but the beginning of the game music is just so nostalgic and so calming to listen to. I just love it. Okay, so Tom is seeing that we got the fruit as well, so we're just going to give that to him. And then I think it'll go to the little like campfire scene. Yes. And here we will be asked, I believe, very shortly for a name for our island. So I just reset today. I had no like real island names in mind. So I was just trying to like sit here and think like, okay, what names could I use? And I was thinking about looking at like lists I had saved from like my previous islands. It's always been like a little bit of a struggle for me to name my islands just because it's like such a permanent thing. And I can be a little bit indecisive at times. And I don't know, I just always struggle with that. But for this one, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm just going to try and take it easy, not put too much pressure on myself, trying to just like go with the flow. And I think I'll carry that like throughout my island theme as well. Like I don't want to like commit to one theme for sure because I always get kind of burnt out. But anyways, back to the name. We're going to name it Reverie. It means to dream in French, or like to daydream, and I just think that's a really pretty name. I love that name. I used to be fluent in French, not anymore, unfortunately. It's been quite some time since I spoke French, but I just think it's a really pretty French word. So my new island's name will be Reverie, and as I was saying, I have no idea what the theme will be. I just kind of want to create whatever makes me happy. And so here we go. We're going to shout out all of our name suggestions. Guitar Burrow, Renee, I don't know about that one, girl. Okay, so here Tom will just pretty much say that we're gonna go with Reverie. I mean, we don't really have any other options because we're not naming it Guitar Burrow. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up this little scene right here. And then I think all we have left to do is the next step is to like go to sleep, and then it'll like sync with the normal like date and time. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Tom and get the cot, and I don't know if there's like not a map. I don't know. I know Tom gives you something, so let's go ahead and run over to Tom and talk to him. Okay, so having a good time? Yes, I am. You know what, Tom? We'll keep the fire burning, and then there's the option to kind of go and get some rest so we can update to the next day. And he just gave me a camping cot, and there's a few packages waiting in my tent as well. So let's go ahead and run over to where I have my tent, and we can place down this camping cot and then kind of get going with the rest of my island here. So we're just gonna run on down here to where I put my tent. It's always kind of like weird getting used to like where resident services and like position to everything else on your island. Like I just kind of end up like running around kind of aimlessly, unsure of where I'm going at first whenever I reset. But here we are at my tent, so let's go ahead and place, let's open these boxes first. I hope I get a blue camp light. Yes, okay, I just really love that customization of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and place down the camping cot. And, I actually got the good customization of this as well. It's like the gray and yellow one. And then we'll just place down the portable radio as well, and then I think when we go to sleep, it should get us to the next day. Let's see what happens here. So we'll hit rest. I'm getting sleepy. And then it's starting to play that like dream music. So there is a little like dream cutscene, if you will. So this is a little scene we get with KK Slider, and he kind of just talks us through like starting our new island and kind of like the purpose of Animal Crossing, I feel. Like he's talking about the world is made for exploring and living free, being out there. It's a great feeling. And then it says, being by your lonesome. I skipped by it too fast. Basically, it's saying like you need friends to get by in life. And I think that's like, it's really obviously an important saying, but also it's really symbolic for Animal Crossing because I made a lot of good friends just from playing this game, and I feel like the sense of community is really, really strong with Animal Crossing. So I think that's really interesting how they kind of like put that in the game at first and knew that the game was going to kind of be like that, like a way to connect people, and especially during a pandemic. So I just thought that was really neat, and I would leave that in there. And then of course we have Tom Nook knocking at our tent first thing in the morning, coming to wake us up bright and early. So I believe this is where we will get our Nook phone finally, and we will have access to the camera app. So yes, I did have a pleasant nap, and let's go ahead and get our little Nook phone from Tom and see what else there is to do. Okay, so he just gave us our little Nook phone. I had these made especially for island residents. Thank you very much. Also, how do I have service on my Nook phone on a deserted island? That doesn't make much sense to me, but it's okay. It doesn't have to make sense. It's Animal Crossing. But here is the little intro to our Nook phone. Very exciting. We know how to use one of these. We've had 8 Nook phones already. I have to double check that. Have I had 8 islands? I think I have. I have it all listed on my Instagram. I'll have to go back and like double check just to see what island this is for me. And he's asking us if we want the Island Life 101 message delivery service. I just said yes. That's like the new thing that came out in the 2.0 update where it gives you like little tips and whatnot on the loading screen. So we'll just accept that. And then you can also go into the app as well on your Nook phone. And then I believe after this, there is just one other thing that Tom will have to do, and it's his probably favorite thing to do of all time. So, yep, here we go. I have one more thing for you, and there it is. Our itemized bill. So here is the bill for our tent. At the beginning of the game, you can pay it off with 5,000 Nook miles. Obviously, I have no bells, so that's something we'll be working on. It's just starting to rack up those Nook miles. Like I said, I want to play the game kind of slowly at first, so we'll be doing a lot of the obtaining of Nook miles, if you will, like on our island by fishing, catching bugs, and doing whatever else we can. Watering flowers, planting flowers, picking up weeds, you know, all that fun stuff. So that I can definitely include in future videos as well. So we got basically the first couple days on Reverie down, and now we are really ready to start our island adventure, and I'm so excited. The beginning of the game, like I said, is so fun for me, and it really just like takes me back to like a lot of good and fun and relaxing times. So I will, like I had mentioned, be recording as many videos on this as I can. I do want to also just kind of like have the opportunity to play the game off of like recording videos because I want to be sure that I'm enjoying it as well, but I'll try and find a good balance for you guys. But I definitely want to do a villager hunt video for you guys, so hopefully you will stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as it really helps to support me. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!